Welcome to Appo High School for tonight's top 10 boys basketball game as the fourth-ranked Odessa Ducks with a record of 9-1 takes on the ninth-ranked Jags from Appo High with a record of 7-4. The Ducks under a second-year head coach Andre Wilburn have won 5 straight, including Tuesday's 58-50 win over number 6 St. George's Tech. Meanwhile, the Jags have dropped 2 in a row under head coach Tom Purse in his 8th season here. And they lost to Middletown last week in a game that we had here on Delaware Live. Also fell to Howard from the Flight B of the Blue Hen Conference. Both of those losses were to teams ranked in the top 10. Let me bring in my broadcast partner for the night, Nick Alessandrini. And Nick, of course, the broadcaster's dream, we always want to have a close competitive ball game. Last year, Appo won this matchup with Odessa 54-52. For the first time in school history, Odessa is ranked ahead of their district rivals, Appo and Middletown.
I mean, how about that? We were going over the rankings a little bit before we went on here, and, just seeing the evolution of Odessa athletically over the last few years in all aspects, obviously making strides, on the football field and getting some of these classes or finally kids that have been there for 4 years in its entirety. I know I have a few cousins over there. Shout out to Allie and Will at Odessa High School. But it's just being able to talk about the Ducks in this light, as a team with an actual chance to make a run for a state champion, something the school hasn't had since its origin, years ago. So it's great to see. I'm excited to talk about these Odessa Ducks. And again, in a team in Appo that year in and year out seems to have success under head coach Tom Purse, especially here in this building. They play well at home. So this should be a very fun one.
All right, let's start with the visiting Odessa Ducks, and who are the players to watch? What are we expecting from this team? And, Nick, you have all that info for us.
And we're going to talk about one of these guys, Glenn, that you highlighted here in our notes about Bernicow. I've been hearing about him now since the beginning of the season. Nick Holliday sent us some of those highlights early on back before the year and said, hey, you got to check out this guy, and I'm excited to see him here in person. So, again, he'll be there alongside Wilborn, who's another guy we'll talk about a lot today. Wilborn can dominate in the paint. Bernicow has a both inside and outside game. It's going to be a lot of fun here to check out all these guys for Odessa for the first time up close and personal for myself.
Those two are the leading scorers on the team. And Jalen Bernicow, Nick, he's got the game of inside-outside. He can go in and make some spectacular athletic finishes around the rim, and he can step out and hit the three ball as well. As we'll take a look at Wilborn, Wilborn has 4 double-doubles on the season, and he got one in their last game against St. George's in that win, as he had 19 points and 12 rebounds. And then conversely, when you take a look at Appo under head coach Tom Purse, their go-to guy is Riley Busby. He leads the team with a double-double average at 18 points a game, 12 boards a game. And get this, he's taken 10 charges in their 11 games.
I mean, how about that? Shows you the toughness that he possesses, a guy that had to step into the limelight, obviously with the absence there of Daniel Harvey, again with that injury. I mean, losing a guy like that can be so detrimental for a team like Appoquinimink, kind of the engine that makes the team go. But Busby, stepping up in his absence, being that kind of scorer, but also phenomenal on the defensive end. So, again, he plays both offense and defense. It's going to be fun to check him out today. Just had a chance to talk with John, somebody we know very well. He's excited for this matchup. And, again, he's going to be one of the go-to guys for them here early on and throughout.
Now, last year when these two met and we had that close game, 54-52, the two leading scorers for the Appo Jags were Raifa, who is now transferred over to Middletown and is starring for them, and, of course, the aforementioned Daniel Harvey, who has a knee injury and is out for the season. Having to pick up the slack this time, it's got to be Busby. It's got to be Dylan Griffith, who not only is an outstanding defensive back and a defender on the football field, he is a great defender on the court and averages almost a double-double himself.
And again, you talk, how about that athleticism across the board? A team, of course, that can make up for some of those other things that you mentioned. Stokes, Griffith, and how about Desai Drummond as well? They have the size, they have the athleticism. So again, when you can put that type of guy out on the floor across the board, they're going to play hard. They're going to be one of the best defensive teams here in the state. They can clog up those passing lanes, get out and run. That's when they're going to have a lot of their success. So it should be a fun one there, and a special honor for Desai tonight before the game.
Yes, yeah. Christian Luke is a 6'3" junior forward that we've had on the roster all year long. However, he's missed a few games due to an ankle injury. Coaching staff has him back on the bench tonight and hoping that he will contribute some minutes. We're going to take a break here on Delaware Live. All right, welcome back in here to Appo High. Packed house tonight for this intra-district rivalry game between Odessa and Appoquinimink High. And right now, Nick Alessandrini, they are honoring basketball player Desai Drummond, but not for basketball. He was named the High School Football Delaware Gatorade Player of the Year. The banner is up here in the building. QB1 had a heck of a year.
Yeah, he certainly did. I remember after week one seeing him out there for Appoquinimink, obviously his first year as a starter, and how impressive he was. And I remember, declaring myself the president of the Desai Drummond fan club after week one, and what a season he had. And hard to believe here at Appoquinimink, he's the first football player to be named Gatorade Player of the Year. Obviously, a lot of talent in high schools out there, and some names come to mind. Daniel McConomy, Run DMC, but having to deal with that injury towards last year, so kind of hurt his chances there. But they've had a lot of talent here at Appo over the years, and Desai Drummond, your first football Gatorade Player of the Year. So congratulations to Desai, and I'm sure now he's going to turn his attention to basketball.
Yeah, but speaking of that, the starting five are being announced to the crowd here tonight. For the visiting Odessa Ducks, it's Dyson Scott, Zion Reddick, who is a transfer in from Red Lion, Tyshawn Wilborn, who has 4 double-doubles on the year, Henry Nisagari, and Jalen Bernicow. That's the starting five for the Ducks. For the Appo Jags, it'll be Dylan Griffith, T.J. Harvey, Daniel Harvey's younger brother, Riley Busby, leading scorer on the team, Gary Newby, and the aforementioned Desai Drummond. Those are the starting five for our game tonight. We're looking forward to it as we step aside for the playing of our national anthem.
Coming out of the bleachers and heading to your right. Student athletes involved in tonight's game will not report back to the gym. And now we ask all who are able to please rise and join us in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, the playing of our national anthem. Both teams retreating to their respective benches. We're just about ready to get this one underway. You know what, Nick, when you talk about Flight A of the Blue Hen Conference, loaded this year, and probably easily 5 teams are going to make the tournament. These 2 here tonight, along with Middletown, right here in the Appo School District, and then you throw in the team you saw Tuesday night, William Penn, along with St. George's.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the first time in a couple of years where it seems like everybody, you talked about William Penn as well, but this Middletown grouping all being, interchangeable, all talented, all can pull out, wins against each other. Usually we have one team maybe that stands above the rest in the area, but again, a lot of parity, not only in this area, but in the entire state here in basketball. It's going to be a fun postseason here in about less than a month.
Odessa 9-1. They're only lost to an out-of-state school in the tournament, the holiday tournament down in Worcester County. They've won 5 straight. Appo's lost 2 in a row to 2 top 10 schools, Middletown and Howard. Good pass underneath, and an easy dime there for TJ Harvey.
And how about that, getting it started early. A great cut to slash it right down the middle. Great vision to find a teammate, and an easy open bucket for Appo to get things started. A great job for the Jaguars jumping out early here at home.
Yeah, good screen at the top of the arc, and TJ rolled off of that and was wide open at the hoop. Trying to see the defense Appo's using right now. Deep in the right corner, 3-point shot, rims out. Busby throws the ball ahead to TJ. Hip bounce pass. Dylan Griffith had the shot rejected. Pass underneath is stolen by Wilborn. Ducks look to run. Got a call and a whistle down at the other end. Don't tell me that Busby has yet drawn another charge.
If he did, a little slow to get up. Hope he's okay. Took a hard shot there under the basket. It, in fact, will be a charge. So a great job showing that toughness from Riley Busby. As you mentioned there in the pregame show, Glenn, 10 charges in the last 11 games. Not easy to do. But how about the block by Wilburn here on the other side? In transition, 2-on-1 Appo with numbers and a LeBron-esque pin up against the glass for Wilburn. A heck of a defensive play. Almost led to points on the other end, but the charge drawn by Busby.
Yeah, it was a great reaction to get quick defensive hands up and block that shot. Pressure in the backcourt by Odessa. Harvey breaks the press. Jump shot at the free throw line is good, and a quick 4-0 lead. All the points from Harvey.
Now that one, a great job getting to his spot, right to that free throw line, able to elevate, knock down the mid-range jumper. Great job to create space, an opening for himself, knock it down.
Appo doing a really good job defending the perimeter. This time, though, they reversed the field over the left side in the corner. 3-ball, no good. Odessa setting up in man defense. Bounce pass, mid-range jump shot baseline by QB1, and he misses that one.
Yeah, good look, though. The lefty lining it up, had time to line it up around and out. That one a little bit stunning. It didn't drop down, but a good look.
He has good hands, and he should have, being the quarterback that he was during the year. And not quite soft enough with that jump shot.
That's
a little
what
bit
they
too
say
much
about
on.
quarterbacks, Glenn. Got the best hands on the field.
Yeah, I hear that. Coming from one. 2 minutes into this opening quarter, Odessa yet to score. They pick up the loose ball, baseline floater, no good, but we have a whistle and contact. Let's see if it's in the act of shooting.
Believe so.
And I think the foul's going to go against Riley Busby, and it does. That's his first.
Yeah, going to call it on the floor, though, so no shooting foul there. But again, the third 3 put up here in the first couple of minutes for Odessa, looking to find one.
Another one in the left corner. That one rims out. Jalen Bernicow, though, with a loose ball rebound. Into the paint, mid-range jumper, up, gets the bounce and goes down for Zion Reddick.
Second chance points. Again, some of these missed threes are leading to long rebounds, and the Ducks were able to haul in a second chance opportunity, turn that into points.
Gary Newby getting the start tonight for Coach Purse. They need a little bit more height against Odessa to match up. Early lead here for the Jags at 4-2. Newby's trying to back down his defender. They're going to call him for a foul.
Turn it over. One of the few mistakes here early on for Appoquidemick. Again, having success out and running here early in the first quarter.
Second team foul on the Jags here. 5:18 to go in this opening quarter. Glenn Fraser alongside Nick Alessandrini. Ben Fulton in the house with still photography, and on our video camera, it's Nick Halliday. Steal and a breakaway, up and in for Dylan Griffith, and a steal for the defensive back on the football team.
We talked about it. Great defender on the football field, great defender on the hardwood. Doesn't matter the surface, and he's able to do it there, take it the other direction, and lay it in. Again, Appo making these turnovers into points here early on. Here they go again.
Yeah, good pass inside to Reddick, but we've got a turnover, double dribble. Good defense that time on the breakaway by Odessa as they cost the turnover. Got a timeout here by the Ducks. We'll keep it right here, Nick, and kind of catch our breath a little bit. Fast-paced game.
That's right. It is so far. Again, it's Appo that's kind of pushing the pace. We talked about in the pregame show. Appo going to want to get out here. They're better when they can get out and run and get to the basket, and that's what they've been able to do out in transition a few times here. Wilburn had that very nice block early on, but if you take away that, the double dribble, and then the missed around and out baseline jumper, again, Appo was able to get clean looks. They've gotten a lot of them here early on. Odessa, using the three ball here early. They're trying to shoot those 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, but they have gotten some clean looks. A couple offensive rebounds led to that only basket for them so far. But again, you can tell where they're confident from. That's beyond the arc. We'll see if those start to drop for the Ducks here in a little while. Hasn't so far, and Appo out to an early 4-point lead.
Two leading scorers for these respective teams, Riley Busby and Jalen Bernicow, held scoreless so far. I don't think either one of them's even had a shot yet.
No. And Appo defense clogging up those passing lanes. Odessa trying a few long threes, then Appo's kind of getting out and running.
Yeah, and really they haven't needed Busby to set up and try a three-point shot. They've hit cutters to the basket and got, as you said, breakaway chances. Appo, they're using man-to-man, so both teams going with a man defense. Good, strong drive to the basket, miss. Busby throws it down the floor to Griffith. Back out on top. TJ Harvey, three-point shot, back of the rim, no good. Battle for the loose ball right in front of us. And almost saved by Odessa.
And it could have been, again, a miscommunication there between Wilborn and his teammate. They run into each other. The ball heads towards us. Another chance to save it. Unable to do so there was Stewart. So a few opportunities for the Ducks there on that possession. But Appo ultimately with another second chance here on this side of the floor.
Yeah, Jair got into the game quick after the first time out. He wasn't in the starting lineup, but Coach says, I've been confident with his game lately. He's really been giving us quality minutes. Decide Drummond, good bounce pass inside. They kick out. Busby's three-point shot, back of the rim, but Harvey runs down the loose ball.
Great look from Appoquinimec. Inside out, they get it to the block, right back to Busby for an open three. They'll take that there in the half-court offense 9 times out of 10 for sure.
Nope, that bounce pass almost stolen. Decide Drummond, strong move in the paint. Little pump fake, got everybody up in the air. There's an offensive quarterback move. Little head fake. Got the contact, he'll go to the line.
What an athlete is Decide Drummond again on a big night for him, getting that banner hung up here and being acknowledged as the Gatorade Football Player of the Year. Great job, as you mentioned, Glenn, to get the defender off his feet, draw the contact, and that was, again, the best that Appo's looked in the half court here early in the first quarter. Some crisp passes inside out, getting an open opportunity, and now leading to points.
Foul was committed by Jalen Bernicow, his first. Both teams have committed 2 team fouls here with 3:45 to go in the first quarter. So Appo still pretty much has a starting 5 out there. Although in the game now is Zaire Stokes. And Drummond makes both free throws. Appo with their largest lead of the night, 8-2.
Getting out early here at home. We talked about it. They play well here in the Jaguars' den, if you will. And off to a good start.
Another deep three-point shot, left corner, that rimmed out. Decide Drummond with the board. He's bothered all the way down, puts the left-hander up, no good. Whistle, Newby with the follow, but a foul before that.
Once again, it's the Odessa Ducks taking their 5th triple here in the first quarter, still yet to find one to fall through the net. But a good look there from 3, at that time for Stewart, but another long miss on a shot from beyond the arc, leading to Appo going the other direction. And Desai, nobody stopping ball. Step number 1, transition defense. You got to stop the basketball. They did not, did the Ducks, and now Desai Drummond right back to the line.
Foul went against Warfield, who checked in moments ago. His first, team's 3rd. Drummond converts his 3rd free throw. Both teams pretty good from the foul line, which is a key to make a good run in the tournament.
It is one of the keys of the year. If you want to have success in the postseason or against good teams, you got to make your free throws, something we're seeing Appo do here. We had a game with St. E's and Dover on last Saturday, where both teams couldn't really knock down a lot of their free throws. On Tuesday, William Penn and St. E's both struggled from the free throw line in that one as well. So it can be a big part of your game here, and you're going to need it.
Jump shot, Jalen Bernicow. That rims out. The Ducks mistimed the jump to get the rebound, and the ball will go back. However, it looked like one of the Ducks made a leaping out-of-bounds play to grab that ball and throw it out on an Appo player.
Yeah, that was a headsy play under the basket, saving it off a Jaguar, then back out of bounds, giving his team and the Ducks another possession as we have some subs here for Appo.
Bernicow takes it out high. He's picked up there by Stokes. Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Appo now up by 8, 10-2. Bernicow dribbles in, kicks out, left corner three ball short. Rebound to TJ Harvey. Ahead to Dylan Griffith, trying to break down his defender. In the paint, kicks out over right. They swing the ball around nicely. Just inside the arc, money for Harvey.
That's beautiful. That's how you draw it up. That's going to make Coach Purse smile a little bit, right? Work the ball around. Riley Busby makes the extra pass. You pass up the good shot for a great one. Then Harvey able to penetrate and get an easy mid-range jumper.
Unselfish offense for Appoquinimink as they're up by double digits. Spin move in the paint, and hey, we know what that means in Delaware. That's a travel.
Well, in most cases, you're absolutely right. 99.9% as you have one there. And Appoquinimink giving Odessa some fits as we have a foul in the backcourt here with 2:12 in the first. But Appo giving Odessa fits, kind of running that 2-3 zone, right, trying to let Odessa shoot over top of it, which they've not been able to do so far. So if you're Odessa, you got to penetrate, get inside, maybe run one of those big guys to the high post, get him the ball, and let him find something. But again, you got to penetrate and try to take away with this zone that's been so successful here for Appo defensively.
Just about 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Appo will be in the bonus the rest of the quarter. Mid-range jumper, tough angle for Busby. Wouldn't go. Griffith with a rebound. Putback. That won't go. Decide Drummond, and he finishes. Second chance opportunities.
Wow, Appo just out-energizing Odessa here early. I believe we have a whistle and a foul or a timeout. There's a foul on the floor here against Appo on the inbound. But how about the energy that Appo's bringing here at home to start this basketball game? 14-2. What a start for the Jaguars. And again, just out-hustling Odessa here early.
Well, they sure are. And the foul goes against Zaire Stokes. Team's third, a 142. Bernicow steps into a three, and he gets it. And there, you called it. They were waiting on one. They got it.
There you go. I mean, 1 for 7 now here in the first quarter. It was only a matter of time for one of those starting to fall. They've had some good looks coming up off of those screens. And let's see now if one falls, if a couple may follow if we have a whistle.
It's going to be a foul on the floor against Odessa, but it should be free throws. They're in the bonus.
That's receivable. They'll recognize it here shortly. And there it is.
16th foul.
Yep, there we go.
And I believe Zaire Stokes, yes, he will be at the line, where Appo's been perfect so far, 4 for 4.
They played really well here in this opening quarter. I know we still got a minute and a half to go, but they've made great passes. They've taken good shots. The defense has turned some turnovers into points, and as you mentioned, they've been great at the free throw line. A heck of a start here in the first quarter. Not much you can say that the Jaguars have done to hurt themselves early on.
No, this is an outstanding first quarter effort, and they're going to need it against Odessa. First free throw missed, but hustling and getting the rebound. The Jags. That's Billity. And now a good steal in the lane, and Stokes committed the foul. A little bit of frustration after the steal.
Yeah, just a little bit out of control, didn't know where to go. Maybe got away with the travel there before he lost the basketball. But a good job by Odessa to make something happen. Ducks looking just for any sort of spark here to get them going. Again, Bernicow with the big three on the last possession that went through, cutting the lead back to 10. So see what if Odessa can get something going offensively here in the half court.
Stokes committed the foul. His second, he goes to the bench. Baseline move by the strong guy. He averaging almost a double-double, but he couldn't get it to go. Wilborn, outlet from Busby to Griffith with the left hand, and it rims out. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, Billity, since he's been in the game, has been really hustling. We saw him get a board the last time. Elmas had a few opportunities there, hustling down a chance at the rebound. He's bringing the energy for Appo as well, but a good job once again by the Jaguars, just unable to convert on this end of the floor. And it went back to the man-to-man defensively last time on defense.
You got to love that name, Bangalibility.
That's right, and now it looks like back into the zone, so they're switching, it seems like, at each possession here defensively.
Bernacow makes another one. Ooh, he's got the hot hand now.
All it takes is one. If you're a scorer, you see one go through, and then the others start to come a little bit easier. The basket starts to get a little bit bigger, and Bernacow back-to-back threes here to try to limit this. Here he goes again.
Yep, steal. Coast to coast, lays it in with the right hand, and one. He'll go to the line. What was a 15-5 lead, now 15-8. It could be 9.
Wow, what a job by Bernacow, all on his own. 2 threes in a row, and now a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play, a chance at 3 straight three-point possessions here for Odessa and the Ducks, courtesy of Bernacow, who has put the Ducks on his back here towards the tail end of the quarter.
Looking for another three-point play. Bernacow's free throw on the way, and that's good. So it's just a 4-point lead now for the Jags. Furious comeback here by Odessa.
Again, we talked about it. They were going to shoot those threes. They didn't fall early. 2 have gone straight for them, 2 in a row, and then a 3-point play, 3 straight 3-point possessions offensively. And the Ducks right back in it.
Little backcourt pressure, broken easily by Appo's Donovan Griffith, Dylan's younger brother. Newby looking for help. And that's going to be a travel. No, they're going to call foul. And that will be on Jeremiah McGee, who's seeing his first action of the game. And that will send Newby to the free throw line. A lot of personal fouls on Odessa in this first quarter, Nick, but nobody with more than 1.
Yeah, I guess that's good. You're good if you're a coach for the Ducks there. But we talked the last 2 games that we've done, Glenn, on that Saturday game between St. E's and Dover. Referees really let them play in that one as that first free throw off the mark. And then on Tuesday when we had William Penn and St. E's again, they let them play in that one as well. So a little bit of a change up here. We're seeing 11 fouls here in the first quarter. Just a change up from what at least I've seen here so far in the last week or 2. Again, just goes to show you, again, officials call different games, certain games different ways.
Under 10 to go in the quarter. Bernacow with the ball. Good move in the paint. He lays it in with the right hand, and it'll be 15-13 to end the quarter. What a comeback by Odessa.
11-0 run by himself for Jalen Bernacow. Again, they talked about him being the leading scorer. They were struggling offensively there in the first quarter, so what does he do? He finds his stroke early, and again, single-handedly brought them right back in this game. An 11-0 single-handed run, 15-13. What a quarter.
All right, we'll be back with the second quarter action right after this on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Glenn Fraser alongside Nick Alessandrini back here for quarter number 2 at a full house, packed Appoquinimink High School gym. Intra-district rivals here in the Appoquinimink School District. The home Jags against the visiting Ducks, and it was a tale of 2 halves of the court.
That's right.
15-5 run out by Appo, and then, as you mentioned, a personal 11-0 run by Bernacow, and we got a 1-possession game.
Again, it was Appo that got out. They forced turnovers early. They scored in transition, were able to get to the free throw line, knock down some shots there. Harvey got going early. Odessa down double digits. Really struggled to shoot from beyond the arc. 0 for 6 to start in that quarter, and then Bernacow hit 2 in a row from beyond. They go 2 of 8, and then he, with a 3-point play, really got them back into this one. And what a quarter it was here as we start the second.
Thought about a left corner 3. Nope, they get it to Bernacow. Left wing, 3 in a row. That one contested as he hits the deck.
14 straight for 24 in gold. What a performance here. And we are in the first half. This might be a Bernacow game, Glenn, here. Keep an eye on his career high.
Busby trying to shake loose. Pump fake, got his man in the air. His long-range shot off the mark. Appo runs down the rebound. Good pass inside and a bucket by Desai Drummond. Feed by Newby.
Great job by Stokes there, alongside Griffin battling on the boards, creating a second chance for their team.
1 point lead now for the Jags. Odessa's lead short-lived. For the opening moments of the second quarter. Looks like Appo now in his zone. Nice penetration, and then Wilborn had his shot rejected. However, I think they're going to call a foul on the wrist. No, a tie-up and a jump ball. Good call, Nick.
Great job by Riley Busby with the help defense. Came over reverse there to the other side of the block. Got a hand on it with that size and able to create what will be a turnover there.
So both teams have had their runs in the first quarter. Let's see if this one stays close the remainder of the half. Jump shot by Newby, no good. And we've got a whistle underneath. They're going to say on the rebound, Odessa stepped out. So Dyson Scott in the game now for the Ducks as we have a quick timeout here early in the second quarter.
Yeah, Ken, Odessa coaching staff wanted to talk to their guys here just for a moment. You know, sensing something they didn't like there. They'll huddle up. 6:38 here in the half, trying to get them fired up. But what a storm back, 15-5. They really got going courtesy of Bernicow, but Appo kind of halting the run there, doing a good job of crashing the offensive glass and able to get their first field goal in about the last 3 or 4 minutes dating back to that first quarter. So they went through a little bit of a drought there, but a good job again with that extra hustle, extra energy to battle on the glass and then put that one back in with Drummond underneath.
Our officials for the game here tonight are Jeff Bradley, Vince Johnson, and Tom Robinson, and this is our First State Ortho game of the week, and so far living up to that billing. This is a full timeout by head coach Dre Wilburn. He's in his second season at Odessa, and boy, he has really brought this program along. A 23-8 overall mark, including 9-1 so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, that really is, especially when you think about a new school like Odessa. It's so hard to build these athletic programs from the ground up. You know, with some of these new schools, it could take a really long time, and just to see how far Odessa has come and, you know, being now in contention for a state championship already here on the hardwood is just such an accomplishment, and Coach Wilburn really doing a great job alongside his staff down there at Odessa.
All right, the timeout is over. Appoquinimink swinging the ball around the perimeter. Pass inside. Drummond tried to pass underneath to Griffith, and right there was Bernicow for steal it.
Something we didn't see out of Drummond a lot there in the football season. Interception is Odessa able to step in front of that one and pick off the pass there and force the turnover. Now Bernicow's been their go-to guy here, as now a chance Odessa to grab the lead if they can.
Both ends of the floor from Bernicow getting it done for the Ducks. Ducks looking to regain the lead, down a point. Bernicow dribbles, top of the circle. That one almost went down and rimmed out. They got the offensive board, Wilborn did, and then a whistle and a turnover, I guess. Waiting for the call.
I think last touched by Odessa.
So it just went out off the Ducks.
And that one was halfway down for Bernicow. I'll tell you, he's still feeling it. That was an in-rhythm three that looked good. He's going to keep it rolling.
Busby, three-point shot from the wing. We have a whistle. He got fouled over there?
Yeah, I think they whistled a
foul.
foul.
That got kind of blocked out with the view. So, yeah, he's at the line for three.
3 shots, yeah. They just got the signal from the official. You know, one of the high IQ there, Riley Busby in the state, seems to always make the smart basketball play. We've seen a couple of those pump fakes letting the defenders go by, and that time seeing that there was going to be maybe some contact, drawing the foul for 3. Headsy play by Riley Busby and Appo.
He's been held scoreless so far in the game. Missed the first of 3 free throw attempts. He's usually perfect from the line. Makes the second, and now Coach Dre Wilburn will get Dyson Scott out. He brings in William Warfield. Both teams really deep along the bench, especially Odessa.
And we're seeing Odessa be physical with Busby early, especially on the glass.
Yeah, they are. They're really watching him. And then I noticed Appo in their zone defense, when Wilborn gets it down in the blocks, they're collapsing on him and forcing him into turnovers. Busby made 2 out of 3. Deep in the left corner, 3 ball, a little strong. Good second chance opportunity, but just mishandled by Odessa.
Yeah, great look. Another offensive rebound for the Ducks, something they've been doing pretty well here in the first half. And just a little bit too much velo there on the underhand leave for his teammate underneath. And could have been another bucket there for Warfield.
Donovan Griffith dishes off to Drummond. Back to Griffith, but a little deep on the baseline. They save it. Dylan Griffith with a mid-range jump shot. Ball's kicked out and will go out of bounds to Odessa.
Ducks tightening up here defensively, contesting all these shots here. That was good contention there on the baseline. Able to force the tough shot and the miss.
Appo on a 4-0 run, up by 3 right now. As we're approaching the 5-minute mark in the half. On a screen, they get it down to the left corner. They're just not comfortable with a shot down there. Bernicow inside. Ball kicked away, double team, and a steal for the Jags. Dylan Griffith. Over to Busby. No look pass underneath. Drummond will step out. He takes a long range shot, but right there for the rebound and putback is Dylan Griffith.
Might have been a pass, Glenn. I do think it was a shot there in the corner, but certainly looked like a pass on where it landed. QB1 finding his intended target, who's able to finish it off.
I think Desai would tell us both. Oh, that was a pass all the way, guys.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Spin move, travel violation. It's uncanny, isn't it?
It is. I thought we may be getting a shooting foul on that one, but the officials, of course, had a better look than I had over here in the far corner, but that will be the call. And a travel and a turnover there for Odessa. As, again, we're seeing Appo switch up that defense. It seems like time up and time down the floor there, going from man to zone, 2-3 to man. It's really switching up, trying to keep this Odessa team guessing offensively.
A little backcourt pressure being applied. Easily breaking it. Dylan Griffith off to Busby. Jump shot up. That one's short. Drummond with the offensive rebound. Kicks out to Busby. He'll take a contested 3. That rims out. And finally, Bernicow comes away with it. Runs all the way down the floor. Dishes off underneath. And one going to the line will be Jair Stewart.
Bernicow leading the break. Again, looked like he might have had a contested layup there in transition, but makes the better play. Leaves it to a wide-open teammate, and Jair Stewart is able to finish through contact. Busby got a piece of him there on the far side of the floor. Shot up and through. And again, Odessa starting to find a little bit of their stride here. Every time it seems, though, as if Odessa goes in a little bit of run, Apple's able to find a bucket towards the other end. We'll see if they can do that. Odessa needs to start maybe putting together a few stops here early on.
And he converts the old-fashioned three-point play. Jair Stewart, those are his only 3 points of the game, but it pulls the Ducks to within 2. And now Riley Busby on the floor with 2 personal fouls. There's a steal and anticipation by Wilborn. Reverse layup up and good, and we're tied.
Oh, that's pretty, Glenn. Right there, you said it. Jump in the pass, and now we have a turnover, I think, on the far side on the inbound. Maybe stepped over the line.
Wow. And the fans are getting into this one. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here, Nick, as we've got an exciting one here. After an early run by Appo to start the game and jump out by 12, and we're all tied.
That's right. Again, it was Odessa finding their success there in the half court, knocking down a couple of those threes. Bernicow got going, and then Appo got out running early on. And then here in the last few minutes, it's been Odessa, the Ducks, that have really been out and running. You saw, again, Wilborn anticipating that pass, as you mentioned, picking that off, taking it coast to coast with the style points, hanging there and finishing that reverse layup. That looked pretty, Glenn, there on the other side of the floor. And then, of course, Bernicow leading that break a few possessions ago, leaving off to Stewart. So Odessa have been on the run here, turning that defense into offense here as of late, and we're all tied at 21.
I'm just really impressed. It's the first time I've really seen Odessa live this year. I've seen a lot of film, but they're so deep and talented depth.
Athletic, again, all across the board. Appo now back into that zone look.
Good penetration, though, to get inside and got the floater to go. Getting the bucket is Henry Nicegary.
That's the first time they've been able to penetrate with the dribble drive in that 2-3 zone. It works out.
Dylan Griffith faked the pass, took it in strong, couldn't finish, though. Odessa trying to add to their lead. Bernicow, oh, that rimmed out. Getting the rebound, put back, no good. Busby tips it to himself. They run the break. Left hand, high off the glass, no. Busby with a one-handed lay-in, and we're tied again.
Great job by Busby to follow that one. He got the rebound, led the break, got it out. Harvey again with a nice job to get that shot off with 2 defenders closing in on it high off the glass, and there was his teammate Busby for the putback.
Again in the zone, the Jags. Left wing three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Dylan Griffith. Dylan Griffith averages almost a double-double for head coach Tom Purse. Does a great job on the glass.
He's a heck of an athlete.
TJ Harvey bounce pass to Dylan Griffith. He had a pass deflected away. And getting the steal there is Nice Gary.
Nice job there with more anticipation. Riley Busby trying to slide down the back door.
High off the glass, arching shot was, I think it was altered in the lane by one of the Appo Jags. Might have been Busby. Tied at 23, 2:15 to go in the half. Dylan Griffith deep in the corner. And now we got a whistle over there. Got a foul.
Yeah, Warfield a little aggressive there as I believe Griffith lost the ball in the corner but able to regather it, and then some contact with the body that time by Warfield.
That'll be his second. Team second. Not nearly as many personal fouls called here in this second quarter,
That's
Nick.
right. We were on pace for 40 after one.
Yeah, that slowed down a tad. 2:09. Busby in the corner. They pick him up defensively. Great defensive job right now by Odessa.
You can tell they've been keying in on Busby, following him around the floor again. That time on the inbound, they try to set a screen for him, get him back out into the corner for an open look for three. And right there, Odessa able to switch and close it out.
I think that was a reach-in on Stewart. Haven't seen it posted on the board yet. Turn around in the lane. And was that a foul or a travel? Travel. No, it was a foul. They're going to call Newby for a clear out.
Yeah, I missed that one there. Was looking for what the call was.
So that's his second. Now 3 Appo Jags starters with 2 personal fouls each. Stokes, Busby, and Newby.
Yeah, we talked early on about, hey, they had some fouls, but at least it was spread out across the board. And now starting to pile up for the Jaguars here at home. Just something to pay attention to.
Jags again. Look to be in that, packed in the zone. Good no-look pass inside, but they collapse on the shooter. And now a whistle away from the ball in the far corner.
I believe another turnover, this one against the Ducks. So back-to-back turnovers here for these teams in the last few possessions. And it must have been something down there off the ball.
Yeah. Bangali Billity back into the game for head coach Tom Purse. And getting a breather is Newby.
Full court pressure there.
There's Jace. Oh, a double clutch move. Drawing contact, going to the line will be the aforementioned Bangali Billity.
I'll tell you, I love the energy from Billity. He's been all over. When he gets in the game, he has 110% up and down the floor. And that time, full court pressure applied from Odessa there on the inbound. First time we've seen that in terms of full court.
Yeah.
And able to break it quickly with Appo. Going to now lead to a trip to the line. A great job to break that pressure and maybe turn it into points.
Well, it does, as Billity connects on the first. The foul went against Tyshawn Wilborn, his first. And now the team's fourth. Bangali with his second attempt. That one a little bit too strong. He makes 1 out of 2.
The lead back to Appo. We've been on the seesaw a little bit as of late. Again, it was Appo that controlled the majority of that first quarter. The late run by Odessa. And we've been in one possession here ever since.
Yeah, just about. Cross-court pass deep in the left corner. Billity flying in there to alter the shot. Now top of the circle. 3-point shot. A little too strong by Bernicow. Battle for it in the no man's corner where we can't see.
And it led to an open shot. Again, from where we're sitting, Glenn, we saw 5 white jerseys enter the far corner, and it was 3 Odessa gold jerseys still under the basket. And somehow, whoever that lone gold jersey was to outbeat those 5 Jaguars to the ball ended up saving it and delivers a perfect pass inside to Nasagari, who was fouled on the way up. And now some points potentially coming here for Odessa, a hustle play.
Nasagari has 2 already in the game. First free throw bounces around and goes in, as the foul was committed by Bangali Billity, his first.
Love to see Appo with the fouls up on the scoreboard. Love to see that. Helps us out a little bit there.
Yeah. Second free throw missed, but we do have a whistle on the free throw. And I think they might call Busby here.
Yeah, he is not happy if
No.
they are. And yeah,
He hit the deck, Nick. Yeah, he hit the deck. He's got his hands out like, what did I do? But that's his third personal foul, and that's big.
And he knows it. He's going to have to come out of the game now here for the final minute 12 of the half just to be smart. Smart move by Coach Purse.
Yeah. So now quickly Warfield will check in for Coach Wilburn.
Yeah, didn't see what happened there on the inbound, but you were right.
No.
He was the one that hit the deck.
Yeah.
And either way, Appo's inbounding the basketball under the basket. So if they did call maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, he's posted on the board as his third personal foul. So, yeah, he maybe trying to get position on the rebound, and they just called him for the foul even though he hit the deck.
I believe the shot, he's going to say the shot missed and then give possession to Appo. We're going to talk about it now.
Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, with 1:12 to go, we're tied up at 24.
Right,
Largest lead in this quarter, 5 points by the Jags. They went out on top 21-16 before the Ducks again. They reacted to being behind early in a quarter as they did in the first, and they tied the game, and it's been one possession for quite a while.
I mean, Appo jumped out early. They were showing that energy and hustle right from the tip-off. They went out 15-5. They were stealing, forcing turnovers, turning those into points as we're now waiting to hear what the officials have to call down here on the floor.
Yeah, they're going to check with the scores table now. Once again, our officiating crew, Jeff Bradley, Vince Johnson, and Tom Robinson in the game tonight. It looks like because of the foul, no, but it wouldn't put him in the bonus anyhow. Deep in the right corner, step back, 3-point shot is good. And that is hit by number 5, Jair Stewart.
He's gotten going here. He's gotten some good looks in the first quarter. Couldn't get him to go, but now knocking him down.
Good pass inside, but not being able to get a shot off. We're going to call a travel. And that's on Christian Luke. We've been waiting to see that young man. He was nursing an ankle injury for about the last month.
He came in as soon as he got in a few minutes ago, really battling on the boards. You can see the athleticism right away. Really jumps off at you as he had that head near the rim a little bit early on. But what a first half comeback here for Odessa, courtesy of Burn-A-Count Company. Of course, there's the jinx.
Dylan Griffith, yeah, good steal as he anticipated the pass. Fight for the loose ball. And we've got a grab and a whistle in the paint. It'll go against the Ducks. Well, I tell you what, both teams showing a lot of energy on these 50-50 balls.
The energy has been picking up. It started off with Appo, but Odessa was quick to match it after a few timeouts by Coach Wilburn, and it's really been fun here late in this second quarter. And props to you for hearing that whistle, because I couldn't even hear the whistle here at Appoquinimink and didn't even see that foul. But again, it's been the hustle so far from Billity here from Appo when he's been in the game that's created some second chances for him. Another one here.
He makes the first free throw. The foul was committed by Dyson Scott, his first. Really nobody in foul trouble so far for Coach Dre Wilburn because he has so much depth. Jair Stewart and William Warfield with 2 fouls each. Oh, and there's a second chance opportunity on the miss by Desai Drummond.
Ends up being a 3-point possession for Appo, and they retie it here 27.
10 points in the game now for QB1. And a dribble off of his foot, but a nice hustle save by Scott. Tied at 27. You think Odessa holds for the final shot here?
I would, and I got to get it into the hands of Burn-A-Count there at the top of the key. Got to get him the basketball and let him go to work with 15 seconds here.
There's a steal. And then I think a timeout called by the coach. Let's see.
I believe you're right with 11 seconds. Coach Purse in the far corner. Smart headsy timeout by the coach of the Jaguars.
Yeah, that's ability again, hitting the deck, trying to get those 50-50 balls.
I'll tell you, man, he is all over the floor.
I'm not sure that is a timeout. I'm waiting to see. I guess it is. I thought maybe they called a foul, but.
Yeah, Odessa hasn't come to their bench yet, so yeah, we're a little confusing there, but I'm assuming there is the call for maybe our final timeout here of the 11 seconds here in the half.
Well, we've got a really competitive game here tonight. Another Blue Hand Flight A battle between Odessa and Appo. All tied up at 27 with 11.3 to go here on the first State Ortho game of the week.
And I think, from what we've seen before that break, I believe it's Odessa basketball in the corner, Appo basketball in the corner. So Appo I believe will have possession here with 11 seconds. They'll have to go the length of the floor. We saw Odessa show that full court pressure last time, but Appo was able to beat it rather quickly. It led to some free throws on the other end. So we'll see what Odessa decides to do here defensively. But Burnacow's got to touch the basketball in that final possession.
Oh, yeah.
You can't not have him touch it in the final 15 seconds as the half's winding down, and then they end up turning the ball over. He's got to be the one running the show.
He's kind of been silent here the last half of this second quarter, Nick. I don't think he's had too many touches.
No.
All right, right down in front of their own bench. Appo to inbounds. They're going to throw the baseball past Dylan Griffith, trying to save it, but he stepped out of bounds.
Was a good look. It was just one step out of his reach. A very tough pass to make on the inbound. It was risky, but
well, you know who made the pass, don't you?
Oh, I think I do.
To Cy Drummond. He led his receiver just a little bit too far. Let's see what happens to Burnacow here. No, turnaround jump shot, side of the rim, no good at the buzzer. And we're tied at halftime. Nick, your impressions of this first half?
It was fun. I mean, again, high energy, back and forth, physical, a little bit chippy as it would be here between these two schools. But again, physical referees have been calling the fouls as of late, so trying to keep this thing under control. But it's been kind of in spurts. Each team has gotten on their own little spurts there in the first half. It was Appo 15-5 in the first quarter, and then closing out that first quarter, starting the second strong, was Burnacow with an 11-0 run himself. Turned that into 13 points. I believe he has maybe a little bit more there in half number one. But again, it was fun. It was back and forth. And I'll tell you, I'm excited and ready to go here for the second half.
Yeah, Burnacow has 14 to lead the way for Odessa, and to lead the way for the Jags, it's Desai Drummond on the night that he was honored with his banner being put up here in the gym as Gatorade Player of the Year in high school football. All right, we're going to break away here for halftime. We've got a thriller here. Please come back and join us for the second half. We're tied at 27 on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know.
Now we're just about to get underway here in the third quarter. All tied up at 27 here at Appo High. Leading scorer for the Odessa Ducks, 14 points by Jalen Bernicow, including 3 long-range makes, 6 points for Jair Stewart and Tyshawn Wilburn, who had 19 points and 12 boards in their win Tuesday night. Held to 2 points in this game as they have collapsed on him defensively. Leading the way with 10 points, Desai Drummond for the Appo Jags. Nick, what do you look for? What are your keys here in the second half?
Well, let's start with the home team in Appoquinimec. They really brought that energy there to start the first quarter. They got to a 15-5 run. It was the defense that really got them going. They're a defensive team, right, when you really think about it in totality. Defense is their strong suit. They can clog up those lanes. They're physical underneath, and again, Riley Busby can do a good job rebounding the basketball. They got to turn the defense into offense yet again. Again, what they did early on is force some turnovers inside, take them and, turn those into transition points. They're able to do that early on with Harvey and those guys getting out and running. Riley Busby does a great job outletting those passes as soon as he gets the rebound. They got to play fast, get out and run, and put the pressure on Odessa. And if you're Odessa, we've seen Appoquinimec with that defense. They've switched from a man to his own back and forth, kind of keeping them off balance in the half court. I think you got to get the ball in the hands of Bernicow and penetrate that zone. You got to run Wilburn up to the free throw line, get him the ball in the high post, and kind of let him decide what to do with the basketball. And if they're going to play man, put the ball in Bernicow's hands, bring up Wilburn for a screen, let him run off the pick and roll, let him make a play. He was phenomenal there for a stretch in that first half. He scored 11 straight points, and then as you mentioned on the broadcast, kind of went quiet the rest of the way. So again, they'll see if he can kick out and get going here for Odessa.
Another key, of course, for Appo will be protecting Riley Busby. Does not want to pick up that fourth foul, at least in this third quarter. Like to preserve him for the fourth quarter. He's such a key. He plays hard on both ends of the floor, and he's a smart, intelligent, high IQ basketball player. I'm sure he'll do his best to stay out of further foul trouble. All right, about ready to get underway. The home team, Appo Jags, with their home whites with maroon numbers and letters. And, of course, the Odessa Ducks in the yellows with green highlights and numbers.
We'll say, Glenn, kind of feels like a St. Mark's reunion for me here. I've got my old driver's ed teacher and Mark Reynolds here at Odessa, my football coach, Chris, obviously Muskie Muscara here at Appoquinimec. My aunt, Terry Taylor from St. Mark's, is here working the game tonight. A lot of St. Mark's ties here.
Good, strong move in the paint by Desai Drummond. He got his own loose ball miss. But coming away with it is Bernicow. Oh, anticipating the pass was Desai Drummond.
And he's had a good night tonight so far, Glenn, as we mentioned. Kind of been, his night with the Gatorade Player of the Year before the game. A special honor for him, and he's played well here.
See what they're doing against Wilburn. Right now he's in the high post.
And Appo in that zone look here, zone and one kind of with that pressure up front.
Wilburn was double teamed and then had the ball stripped away by Dylan Griffith. He goes all the way and the floater is up and in.
There it is. That's what we said, our key. Defense, turn it into offense. Appo does it here to start the third quarter. They get the lead back.
And they have really pestered Wilburn in this game. Right now they slow things down in the half-court set.
Yeah, 1-2-2.
Oh, that shot was blocked. Newby blocked a three-point try by Bernicow.
Great closeout. Again, that zone, able to get to the corner and close that one out, get a finger on it.
Good pass underneath, the layup and in. T.J. Harvey, who has been silent for a while.
Great look and a great find and finish underneath. Appo looking how they did to start the game as they start here in the second half.
They start like this every quarter so far, Nick. It's amazing. 10-point first quarter lead early, 5-point second quarter lead early. Now they're up by 4 here.
And it starts with the defense, right? It's been the defense here in the third that is, again, you have the block that turns into points and the steal that turned into points.
3-point shot, way too strong. Good box out, but again, right in front. The putback is Henry Nisagari.
Nice play. He's jumped and split 2 guys from Appoquinimec, boxing out, trying to get the offensive rebound. He knew where the ball was bouncing. He went and got it, able to put it back.
Busby tried to back his man down. Now I have a whistle on the floor on the other end. He tried to back his man down to get position for the rebound. Nisagari just shot right in front of it.
And we're going to have a whistle, I believe. And a foul, I think, against Odessa and Zion Reddick, maybe?
No, that's Tyshawn Wilburn. That's his second.
And something off the ball there.
Yeah.
And that's going to be an offensive, I believe.
And we've got another whistle now before they threw the ball in.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was Newby underneath. He got an elbow, able to hit Wilburn with an elbow, trying to distance himself. A little bit of a push-off, got a piece of him. Offensive foul on the inbound.
That's his third. So 2 quick team fouls here early in the third quarter as we played 2 minutes. And it's a 1-possession lead for Appo.
Here comes Bernicow now. Let's see how Appo decides to play this one.
Wilburn
sticking with the zone.
Yeah, Wilborn's just outside the paint. Now they're going to put him in the high post. Good perimeter defense. Kick out. Far side corner three, and that is up and good. That's nice of Gary.
He's having himself a good basketball game as well, and just like that, the Ducks got the lead back. I take that back.
It didn't take Drummond long.
He continues his good night, both offensively and defensively there for QB1.
12 points now for Desai Drummond. 1 point Appo lead. Good movement in the half court. Jalen tried a quick mid-range jump shot. Now three ball in the corner, no good. Drummond gets the rebound.
Good look there. Bernicalli able to penetrate the zone, get a good look from the mid-range, and then an offensive rebound leads to an open look in the corner, unable to capitalize.
Drummond trying to find somebody. Oh, and now miscommunication on the bounce pass, him and Riley Busby.
Yeah, threw it away. Big turnover there for Appo, who had a little bit of momentum. A 1 point game, or a 1 point lead for Appoquinimink. They've looked like the better team to start the third quarter, but again, they started the game looking that way. Odessa was able to come back and find that energy. But again, this zone is making it hard for Odessa in the half court.
Yeah, it really is bothering them. And there's almost another steal. As again, Wilborn is really being guarded closely. He's looking underneath, wide open, gets two defenders up in the air, draws the contact, and he'll go to the line.
And I believe that time Coach Purse deciding to go back to man, and there was a screen there near the free throw line. A late switch from Appoquinimink, unable to get there in time by the time the pass was entered into the post there. So a late switch off a screen. And again, showing maybe Appo switching back to that man there. They're keeping them guessing, but the zone has worked for the most part here, especially to start the second half.
Foul committed by Desai Drummond, his first, team second. First free throw by Wilborn's up and good, and we're tied again.
Both of these teams, though, doing a pretty good job at the free throw line, Glenn, I believe.
Yeah, it's good free throw shooting teams, both of them. And we mentioned that's so important to make a run in tournament time, as both these teams look as though they're headed in that direction.
That's right.
Making 1 out of 2, Drummond with a rebound. Tie game, Appo with the ball. TJ Harvey. And now too close defensive. And a foul called on Jair Stewart. That'll be his third.
Well, if you don't know by now, we do know how this game is going to be called, right? I mean, and both teams should be adjusting to that. They are calling, if you want to quote-unquote the ticky-tacks, which, again, some referees call one way and some another, but they are calling the fouls today. Both teams going to have to adjust defensively.
Well, now the scoreboard has Stewart with 2. I had him already with 2, but they must have switched the foul to somebody else.
They do that.
Yep. Busby trying to get loose. Again, he has to be careful with 3 fouls. TJ Harvey guarded by Jair Stewart. Trying to break him down, dribbles off his foot. Good anticipation by Bernicalli. He almost got a steal. Griffith, strong move, baseline, kick out, Busby, left corner 3. Got it.
Only a matter of time, right, Glenn, before Riley Busby was able to find one to drop from beyond the arc. That time the defense collapsing on the far corner on the baseline. Nobody able to stay with Busby on the far side, and cross court open 3 for Riley.
7 points for him. Nice of Gary with a 3. That's off the mark. Dylan Griffith with a rebound. Appo slows it down a little bit. TJ Harvey again guarded by Stewart. Jace Thompson in the game. Oh, struggle down there, and what's the whistle and the call? Let's see. Tie up?
I believe it's what it should be. And I believe possession arrow to the Ducks.
All right. Ducks trailing by 3. This has been a close one throughout tonight. Already just 3:35 to go in this third. Where does the time gone?
You're right about that. And for Odessa, here goes Bernicalli. Try to get him downhill just like that and then let him make a pass. That's what you got to do. Somebody come up, set a screen for him.
Yeah, good no-look pass there, but I don't think Stewart was ready for that pass.
Appo's done a great job defensively tonight, and there's a 5-second call. There it is. They've been phenomenal both on the ball, with their rotations, with the help defense. So athletic. When you play with that type of athleticism and that type of hustle, you're going to be a great defensive team, and they are game in and game out.
Good defense by TJ Harvey. Good spin move and no travel call on Dylan Griffith. It makes the bucket.
Maybe they didn't see it, Glenn. I think they might have missed it, but I think that was clean, and another basket there for Appo. Going on a little run. They're now up by 5.
38-33. Biggest lead of this third quarter.
Now back to man-to-man here.
Jump shot just past the free throw line. That's good for Bernicow.
Might have been the toughest. We have a timeout on the floor. Might have been the toughest look he's had so far tonight. Able to step just inside the arc and knock down and elevate on that mid-range jumper. But again, we're seeing Appo shift from that zone back to the man. They're in the man there, and Bernicow able to get past his initial defender and just create a little bit of space. That's all he needs. One possession game.
You talked about one of your keys is him getting the ball, having his hands on the ball. That's his first attempted shot of this third quarter.
See, that can't happen.
It comes with 2:47 to go.
That can't happen. I get it. Obviously, the defense is causing fits for Appo, obviously, with what we talked about, switching between zone and man. But you got to find a way to get your best player the basketball. Just put it in his hands and, let him find something. And we've seen Wilborn make him come up. He's got to touch the ball more, I think, as well. They're just not finding a rhythm offensively, just not getting into that here to start the second half. But a lot of time left, a 38-35 game. If you're Appoquinimink, you want to, muck this game up. You want it to be sloppy. You want to get those turnovers, guys diving, hitting the floor, transition scoring. That's what they've been able to do. And if you're Odessa, again, you want to find that rhythm there in the half-court offense. They just haven't been able to find, so you can attribute that to the defense from Appoquinimink. But Bernicow's got to have the ball in his hands. I'd love to see Wilborn come up, set some screens for him, work a little bit of a pick-and-roll game there. When they're in the man-to-man, we've seen Appo have a little bit of trouble there with the communication on some of those switches.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can do that with Bernicow and try to create some mismatches. But Appo's played phenomenal to start this quarter.
Yeah, Bernicow, high scorer in the game, with 16 of his team's 35 points. But Wilborn has been held to just 3. They break the press. Appo does. Donovan Griffith with the ball, guarded by Jair Stewart. Kicks it out to Busby. Strong move into the paint, and I think we're going to have a whistle and a foul on Odessa. I believe this is going to be on the floor, Nick. This was not in the act of shooting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a close one there. And you're right about that, on the floor.
And that's going to be the third on Jair Stewart.
They're adding up.
I'm sorry. That's Reddick.
And then no whistle there on the inbound. Some contact on the way up as Stokes tried to get it to finish but couldn't over top of Wilborn.
We've had this scheme here almost in every quarter where Appo jumps out early and then Odessa comes back. Nice of Gary for 3. It's short. Busby with a rebound. Over to Dylan Griffith. Had his shot tipped away by Bernicow. Shot in the paint, no good. Dylan Griffith with another rebound.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen Reddick kind of slow that one down. I know he just got a little bit downhill, forced that one up. I would have loved to seen, as we have a whistle and a foul here on the other end, would have loved to seen him slow that down. It was just slipped, it seemed like, out of the hands out of Griffith as he tried to get the pass up ahead of the pack. Ended up being a turnover, and then Odessa unable to capitalize off it.
I'm waiting for him to post it on the board, but I think they just hit Tyshawn Wilborn. No, they did not.
That would have been his third, I believe.
It's Stewart, and who finally has his third personal foul. So he has 3 and Reddick has 3 for Odessa. Under 2 minutes to go, there's a steal. Good dish in the paint, but Busby comes back, grabs the ball and also the arm, and there's foul number 4.
Again, this time it was Odessa able to come up with the steal. Just again, we had a few just unforced turnovers for Appoquinimink the last 2 possessions, that being one of them, just losing it on the crossover. And then again, we know how this game's being called. Riley Busby showing some visual frustration there, but they've been calling everything. And again, he went for the steal, maybe got ball on that hit when he reached in there, but the referees have been calling any type of contact and a whistle on a foul here against Busby, his 4th.
Busby frustrated tonight as well, as he has 7 points in the game, and there's a bucket I missed. Who got that one?
Wilborn on the inbound, finally able to establish his presence inside, go up and off the window.
All right, 1-point game with a $1:30 to go in this third quarter. Donovan Griffith running the point. Kicks it out. Decide Drummond. Floater in the lane is short, but he draws contact, and he'll go to the line.
A tough shot by Drummond, but a nice move. A little bit of a hesitation there. Got by that initial defender on the baseline, then able to get a clean look. Drew some contact. Now some free throws coming up for 22 and White. He's done a good job of getting to the free throw line tonight. Again, having himself a good game offensively.
Yeah, he's perfect for the line, 4 for 4. Hopefully I didn't just jinx him.
Uh-oh.
You know that happens to us.
It does.
So picking up the personal foul was Zion Reddick. That's his 4th. First free throw's good. 13 points on the night for Desai Drummond so far, lead the team. And it's a 2-point Appo lead. Zion Reddick with those 4 personal fouls comes to the bench for Coach Wilborn. And Drummond trying to get them both. He does. Perfect 6 for 6 from the line.
Gotta love that, Coach Purse. And now Desai will catch a breather here.
Yeah, he comes off with Appo up by 3, 40-37, 127 and counting to go here in this third quarter. Bernical with the ball.
See what they line up with defense. We look like they're going back to man-to-man.
Step back three-point shot. Got it to roll in. Bounced off the front part of the rim and goes down, and we're tied at 40.
He's got to touch the basketball. I mean, he has to get those shots up. He should be taking 20 shots a game. Able to get one there to go, his third triple.
Strong move in the paint. Zaire Stokes goes up, back of the rim, battle for the loose ball, won by Wilburn.
Strong rebound there from Odessa. Now a chance for the Ducks to take the lead under a minute in the third.
They come back at the end of each quarter. Odessa does. Good move in the paint. There's contact, and they'll go to the line.
Wilburn getting downhill, going up strong. Drawing the foul. Now a chance to earn some at the free throw line for him. And you mentioned Odessa with some runs here to end each quarter. And now going on one here in the third.
The second Appo Jag starter with 4 personal fouls now. Busby already on the bench, and now Gary Newby has committed his 4th.
Well, we were on pace for 40 early on. We're going to surpass that, I believe, now. As the free throw is good.
Wilburn now 2 for 3 from the line so far.
Get the lead back here as well for Odessa.
I think it's the first lead they've had in this quarter. Second free throw too strong, rebound to Billity. So Wilburn 2 out of 4 from the line. Will Appo now hold for the final shot? Let's see. Dylan Griffith, 34 seconds. Doesn't look like it. Double teamed at Wilburn with a steal. Now Odessa with a 1-point lead. Wilburn all the way in the paint. No good. Battle for the rebound. Won by Zaire Stokes. He goes coast to coast. The shot goes in.
There it is, the miss from Odessa, turning into points the other end. It was a nice take by Wilburn, just unable to finish it. And a rebound leads to some points, and now an offensive foul here, a quick whistle going the other way.
Yeah, so with 8.4 left, Appo, unless they turn it over, should get the final shot of this third quarter. And the foul will go against Dyson Scott. That's his second.
See who Coach Purse decides to go to here.
DJ Harvey will bring it up. Crossover dribble. He got bumped a little bit. No call. Dylan Griffith. He'll take a contested 3, and it missed everything. And a 1-point lead for Appo as we will head to the fourth quarter, and Nick and I will have that call for you right after this on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Great atmosphere here tonight at Appoquinimink High School. We got the Odessa Ducks cheer squad across the floor from us, entertaining the crowd. The Appo cheerleaders have been doing the same, and it's a packed house. I'd say it's a sellout here tonight. And, Nick, we have a fantastic competitive game.
Yeah, we do. Back and forth. This one has been fun since tip-off. High energy from both teams. It's been Appo that's got out to start each quarter hot, and then Odessa that's gotten hot towards the end of the quarter. And we seem to be even each and after every quarter so far. 42-41 to begin the fourth. Doesn't get much better than that. Again, if you're Odessa, you got to get the ball in the hands of Bernical. He's got to get shots up, come off of some screens. Again, maybe let him, pick and roll with him and Wilburn, et cetera. And then if you're Appo, you got to keep doing what you're doing defensively. Switch it up, force turnovers, and score in transition.
Busby back out on the floor to start the fourth quarter with those 4 fouls. You mentioned Bernical, only 2 points in that third quarter, but Henry Nisagari came up big. That's a little baseline jump shot. Good by Desai Drummond having a ball game.
What a game for Desai Drummond. Again, it started with his night before with the Gatorade Player of the Year banner. And he's really followed up with his play here on the hardwood.
He has 16 in the game. Appo up by 3. Ducks. Bernicow has the ball as he just got the call from head coach Trey Wilburn. They run it around the perimeter, trying to find somebody open or get a screen. Kick out over in the corner. 3-point shot up. That's a little strong by Scott. Rebound Stokes.
And again, Odessa's chewing a live and die by that 3 ball. Hasn't fallen as of late. They went through a stretch in the first half where they started to hit some. Haven't found that stroke here in half number 2.
Yeah, other than Nice Gary in the third quarter when he hit a couple. He kind of bailed him out. Busby guarded closely. Bounce pass underneath. Jace Thompson fight for it. I think we're going to have a tie-up. Yep.
I believe possession arrow to Odessa.
Yeah, we're set up here. We're kind of in the corner, so we can't see that.
Yeah,
but
not at all.
Hey, have a good view of the floor.
Yeah, this is a perfect. Love coming here and doing games now. I love this atmosphere. As you mentioned, I know some of the comments here talking about it is a sold-out crowd. It is a fantastic environment for this one.
Good pass underneath. Busby got the tip on the shot by Nice Gary. That's a heady play considering he had 4 fouls. Now he takes a 3-point shot, a little too short. And the ball out of bounds to the Jags.
And there we go. We finally seen Odessa trying to pass and figure out this zone. They get a cutter down the middle. It's delivered on time. A nice look, just unable to finish it. But the first clean look they've had under the basket against this zone maybe all night.
Appo with the ball up 3. Let's see if they can extend this out to a 2-possession lead as they have done at the start of every quarter. TJ Harvey. And now we've got a blocking foul call. Boy, they're really calling the game tight.
They are.
That foul goes on William Warfield, his 3rd.
Again, but you got to credit the officials for being consistent because they've been calling it tight from the beginning. That's all you can ask for as a fan, as a player, as a coach is consistency, and they've been that tonight.
Inbounds pass. They better get it in. 5-second count, and it'll be a turnover.
Unable to do so, and how about that defense there?
Good defense. 2 teams battling for position in the Flight A conference. A loaded Flight A in the Blue Hen with these 2, Middletown, St. George and William Penn. Good dish in the paint and an easy floater for Reddick.
What a look on the drive and dish. Great vision by William Warfield with a nice lay.
Back to a 1-point game, a spin move. Oh, there's a shot. The goaltend is called. I believe that was Dylan Griffith on the attempt, and it was. So we'll credit him with a bucket.
Tell you what, it was a heck of a block to watch, but it was a goaltend, so not necessarily a block there. I think we both agree with the call on that one, a goaltend. Close, but a goaltend.
And there's a guy, Dylan Griffith, who knows how to make a spin move without traveling. Wilborn, and he's going to be called for the turnover. Just couldn't hold that pivot foot.
Yeah, he knows it. He apologized there. Bernicow also a little frustrated. Again, ball's got to be in 24's hands here down the stretch if you're Odessa.
All right, once again, Jags with the ball up 3. Quick 3-point shot in the possession, no good. Weak side rebound. Griffith had it in his hand, but knocked away. So Appo will throw it in. 5:46 to go in this one, at least in regulation.
Good thing you said that.
It's been tight throughout. Busby. And now we've got, what?
I believe an offensive foul, or no, defense. They're going to call that on the screen.
Yeah, Drummond was clapping as he got off the floor. So that'll be the 2nd team foul in this quarter committed by Odessa. And somebody just fouled out. Reddick fouled out.
And again, if this was college or the NBA, that 3 would have counted for Busby, who came off the screen and knocked down that triple, but with the foul call won't get the points.
Yeah.
And again, he's been struggling to find that stroke. Finally sees one go in, and unfortunately not going to count if you're an Appo Jaguar fan. But as a shooter, as a scorer, all it takes is one of those. You see it go down, and the rest will follow. But a big foul there. Again, the 2nd against Odessa in the quarter. Appo up by 3. And we talked about it, right? To start the quarters, it's been the Jaguars usually that have gotten off to the start, and they've done that here in the 4th. They've got the lead back.
Yep, 46-43, but they haven't pushed it to a double-digit lead yet, Nick.
That's right. It seems like every time they get on a little bit of a run, the other team one team gets on a run, the other one slows it down. But Appo with the ball here and a chance to extend this to a 2-possession game.
And the guy with the ball right now has been the hot hand, Aside Drummond, 16 points. Busby thought about a 3, got his man in the air. He dribbles to the baseline, and we got a blocking foul against the Ducks. That's team foul number 3. So they're quickly mounting up the team fouls here in this fourth quarter. That could put Appo at the line early.
And again, we talked about it. You have to adapt to the way the game is being called. And if they're going to call these fouls, you put the ball on the floor, you try to get to the basket because they're going to call the fouls. You got to be smart.
Odessa fans displeased with that, just a tad. So you could hear a lot of boos. Busby, baseline move, mid-range jumper is good. There's that double-digit lead.
And you can tell Coach Purse going to Busby. Second straight time on the inbound. He comes off a screen. They get him the basketball in the corner. That time pump fakes, get to the baseline. A nice, savvy little push-off with that offhand and knocks it down. That's a veteran.
It's like they've gone back to the zone defense the Jags have. Bernagow's pass almost stolen. Good no-look pass whipped across the court. Battle for the rebound, and what do we have?
Foul against the Jaguars.
That'll be their first team foul here in this fourth quarter.
I think that was the right call. Wilborn had a good box out underneath, was really heckled there, down there on the rebound attempt.
That'll be the first foul committed of the game by Dylan Griffith. And he's played a lot of this ball game here tonight to only commit his first foul now.
Not enough movement here on the inbound. Odessa is standing around. You got to move so you can get this ball in. Not a lot of movement there. Fortunately, able to get it in quickly.
Warfield in the corner. Shot was up. Battle for the rebound. Busby tried to save it, but I think he stepped on the line.
Yeah, he did.
So a 5-point Jag lead. Odessa will throw it in. Just under 5 to go.
And there was Bernacow. Got that 3 off. Couldn't get it to fall. But a good look for 24.
Pass was deflected and stolen by Busby. Quickly over to Drummond.
Busby touched it, and again, maybe thought he was close to being out of bounds. Didn't think he could be the player to touch it again when it was back in, but able to save it.
Heady play. Busby, 3-point shot, right corner, good.
And he's getting hot when you need him to, all defensively and offensively. Makes the play on this end, and then the big triple on the other side of the floor. 8-point lead halfway through the fourth.
Biggest lead in the second half with 4:30 to go. Now a deep 3-point shot. That's off the mark by Scott. Busby with a rebound. They're trying to tie him up, and there's a steal by Bernacow. Pass and a left-hander up and in by Wilborn.
That's a huge play. Bernacow with a huge play there. It was a bad shot on the offensive end, a deep 3 that Appo would love to have them take. They took it. It was a miss. And then Bernacow steals the pass in the backcourt. A huge play there for Odessa.
We're midway through this fourth quarter. What was an 8-point lead, Odessa has whittled to 6. Appo will throw it in. Busby now in double figures with 12 points.
He's getting going here late, Glenn.
Yeah, you only had 4 at halftime. TJ Harvey running the point. His older brother, Daniel, out for the season with a knee injury. Good pass underneath to TJ, then a bounce pass in the corner to Busby. Off the mark with a 3, but Harvey with a rebound.
Fantastic look. That is crisp passing in the half court, getting a great look in the corner. Coach Purse got to love what they did there in the half court on offense, and now a second chance opportunity.
Looks like Appo getting a little bit more deliberate in the half court. Dylan Griffith, mid-range jump shot is good.
Big time shot. You said it. Appo able to find some jumpers, find some baskets here in the fourth quarter. Some shots that they weren't hitting early on.
3-point shot. That's good. Deep in the corner. I think that was Jair Stewart.
Back to a 5-point game. They've lived and died by the 3-ball today, and they've gone through a little bit of a drought as we have a whistle on the shot here from Appoquinimik. But Odessa trying to find that range from beyond the arc, but they're going to have to get some stops on the defensive end, and another foul and some more free throws coming up for the Jags.
Foul goes against Bernacow, just his second, but the team's fourth. Now with 3:17 to go in regulation, Appo's in the bonus. At the line, Dylan Griffith.
And on the other side, a long way to go for Odessa.
12 points in the game for Griffith. He missed the first attempt. So 3 players for Appo in double-digit scoring. Odessa has the propensity to come back at the end of each quarter. Let's see if they have it in them again as Griffith makes 1 out of 2, and Coach Tom Purse calls a quick timeout. Nick, we're going to keep it right here. We got a fantastic game, probably a fantastic finish coming up, and all eyes on what Odessa will do now with that 5-point deficit.
That's right. They really haven't been able to get any type of rhythm offensively. There's really been nothing that you could point at to say, oh, they've had success with it there in the half court. The only thing that I could point to there is Bernical, who has struggled here in the second half, but not due to his own fault. Just haven't really got too many looks. Maybe missed a few of the ones that he had. But not a lot for him shooting the basketball here. Got to put the ball in his hands. Again, they've lived and died by the three ball. Every single player across that starting five has confidence shooting that. We've seen it. So can Bernical penetrate? Can he dish it? Can they work the ball around, find an open three? That seems to be what they've been looking for today. Again, they hadn't had a lot of success. They can hit that shot, just not falling so far in this one today. So it wouldn't be surprising to see them penetrate and, again, find an open shooter beyond the arc. That's kind of been what they've going to today.
Bernical leads the way still for Odessa with 16, but he had 14 at half. But coming through for the Ducks in the third quarter with 2 threes and 8 points is Henry Nysagari, who now has 11. So they have 2 scores in double-digit scoring. But Appo has 3, and I think Desai Drummond probably having his best game of the year has been the difference in this one.
That's right. Got his banner for Gatorade Player of the Year before the game, and then kind of ignited him to, as you mentioned, his best performance of the season. So Odessa will inbound here down by 6, 3-17, and now also Ability in there for Appoquinimink to bring that energy defensively.
Busby still on the floor with 4 fouls. I don't see Gary Newby out there. He also has 4 personal fouls for Coach Tom Purse. Bernical with the ball. They swing it around. Nysagari thought about a 3. Jair Stewart has his 3-point shot rejected by Ability.
There he is, in for defense there from Coach Purse on this possession and rejects that one out of bounds. But again, Odessa looking for the 3 ball, working it around the perimeter.
Bangali Ability can fly. He got up in the air. Down in the corner. Nysagari back to Bernical. Cross-court pass. Stewart. And a zone defense now by Appo. Bernical takes a contested step-back 3. That missed everything but the net. And now the shot and a foul by Ability. I didn't see who put up the shot, getting up off the floor. I think that's Nysagari.
Yeah, he was there on the offensive glass. But again, Appo was flawless defensively. Again, forcing a tough contested 3 by Bernical out top of the key. Just unable to get the offensive rebound, then almost a bailout call on the second chance opportunity. Again, that was a fantastic possession defensively for Appoquinimink. Odessa with the, you could say, nice hustle there, catching that offensive rebound and getting fouled on the way up. But again, a little bit out of control there as Appo couldn't catch a break on that time. But now if you're Odessa, you got to make these free throws coming down the stretch.
Nysagari is 1 for 2 from the line. First shot is up and good.
And he has been great. As you mentioned his name a few times today, he has been that, other guy player that Odessa has needed to step up in the wakes of Wilborn and, of course, Bernical struggling to score.
Donovan Griffith and Ability check out for Tom Purse. Back in the game, Stokes and Drummond. Second free throw attempt is no good. He makes 1 out of 2. We've got a foul on the floor. Is that Busby's 5th?
It is.
That's big because he was starting to find the range, and he has fouled out.
And he is their best rebounder as well. He's their best guy that boxes out underneath. And that is a big-time loss because he was starting to heat up on both ends of the floor.
Fouls out with 12 points in the game. So he fouls out. Let's make Marcus down with 2:38 to go, and Appo up by 5.
And now if you're Odessa, you can attack the basket a little bit more. He was the rim protector into the game for Appoquinimink. They have not gotten many clean looks at the basket at all today. That might open up a little bit here.
Odessa down by 5, 2.5 minutes to go.
Got to find a way to penetrate the zone.
Contested jump shot up and good by Bernical. Well, he knows how to contest it with a tough shot.
That's right, and again, that's just going to be on him. He either makes it or misses it. He's always able to get to his spot, and then a foul. It's going to be the 5th against Odessa. That's going to send Appo to the free throw line.
That's only Bernical's second made basket in this second half. But it's a big one.
Yeah, it is.
Cuts it to a 1-possession game. At the line for the Jags, TJ Harvey. He has 8 points on the night and his first trip to the line. First free throw rattles all around and off the rim. The foul, by the way, was committed by Warfield. That's his 4th.
I think everybody's got 4 the way this game is being, Glenn, right? Is there anybody that doesn't have 4 fouls?
Yeah, well, Newby has 4. for Appo. Warfield has 4. Of course, Reddick and Busby have fouled out. Harvey's second attempt. That's good. Makes 1 out of 2. Four-point lead for the Jags. 2:10 to go. As they try to swing it around and find a kink in this Appo Jag defensive armor.
Trying to get the ball to Wilburn there at the free throw line.
That's a double travel.
Big turnover. Huge.
Under 2 minutes to go. And if you have the ball handlers in your Appo up by 2 possessions, you try to milk some clock here, Nick?
You might, especially the way that's being called, right? Because you're only a second away from getting a foul call on the other side, and then you're shooting free throws.
Right.
So I think that's a smart way to go. You don't want to take any sort of bad shot at all. You don't want to force anything. You know, if you're going to take a 3, there better not be anybody within 5 to 10 feet of you.
Now the 2 head coaches meet, and Tom Purse put his hand on the back of Coach Dre Wilburn, and just as the good gesture of sportsmanship. I don't know what the confusion was, but it seems to be okay. Dre Wilburn for Odessa is still down at the scorer's table.
Yeah, again, I wish we heard what was going on over there.
We've made some nice improvements to our broadcast with the sideline court camera. Maybe another one we have is miking up the scorer's table. What do you think of that? So we get the official to come over.
That'd be nice.
But
right?
we'd have to have a long-distance microphone cord for that.
That's right. Or if we're just somewhat remotely close to the scorer's table, you know, the officials are usually pretty good. Come over and give us a little bit, you know, of a rundown for the broadcast. But, yeah, I'd love to hear what was going on there, you know, between the coaches, the officials. I know Mr. Mascara must be getting in the mix over there at the scorer's table. You know, nothing, just a genuine conversation.
Yeah.
That's why I want to know what was going on. Nothing heated or anything, just a genuine conversation.
Appo gets the ball inbounds. Under 2 minutes to go in regulation. They have a 4-point lead. TJ Harvey guarded by Jair Stewart. And, yeah, just dribbling the ball around a little bit. Guarded closely by Jair. Clock down to 1:38. Yeah, they're going to try to milk a little clock here.
And, again, going for the steal, they're most likely going to blow the whistle very quickly. That's just the way the game has been called here.
Oh, dangerous bounce pass in the paint. Newby got his man up in the air, and then he climbed down on his back. It'll be a foul. Was that Wilborn?
Yeah, he hit the deck hard.
Yeah, he did.
Had nothing to break his fall. Got caught up underneath it to Cy Drummond.
We're going to have a break in the action here as the trainer will come out to look at him. While we have a little break, Nick, I want to give some props to the 1,000-point club members.
That's right.
This season. The latest is Indian River's Maya Whittington. Last week, she scored her 1,000th point. She joins 4 other girls that have done it this year. Chastity Williams from Caravel, Maya Hill from DMA, and Kai Burnett from Smyrna. And then the only boy to do it so far this year, Lake Forest, Darius Miller. Congratulations to all 5.
What an accolade again. Congratulations to all of those players, something they'll never forget.
Yep.
And quite the accomplishment is that first free throw off the mark for Newby.
Yeah, Newby with no points in the game. He gets his first there. 5-point lead with 1:25 to go.
Still in this game are the Ducks.
And again, the key, as you have mentioned over and over, is Bernicow.
And now there you see Appo showing this pressure. That's going to allow Odessa to get the ball up the floor, and that Appo not going to be able to settle into that zone if Odessa's able to break the pressure. If I'm Appo, I don't know if I would apply the pressure here. They've been great half-court defensively. You see they're going to race back. There you go, and try to settle into that zone.
Yeah, they gave it the look, and then they settled back. Bernicow, strong move, kick-out pass, and it missed everybody. It goes out of bounds. Bernicow pleading his case. It was tipped. And now Newby back in the game. TJ Harvey back in the game as the ball handler for Appoquinimink.
But again, that little pressure allowed Bernicow to penetrate. He got right to where he wanted, right down the floor. They still weren't able to set up that zone, and it was a great lead, just too much velocity on it.
Oh, there's a steal and a score
and one
by Bernicow.
And the foul. Wow.
And a foul on Griffith.
Whew, don't blink.
Great defense as they trap TJ Harvey right out in front of us, and then he tried to bounce past to Griffith, anticipating it and getting right in there for the steal. Bernicow.
They really like making it tough, right? It was Bernicow that got down the lane, a wide-open teammate that would have had it easy, too, in Nasagari, but unable to finish. They missed the open look, and then how about this? They make it tougher. They get the steal and the foul and one. They just like to do it the tough way to the Ducks.
I looked up at the scoreboard, and they had 11.3 to go, and I thought, how did we get there? Now they fixed it. It's 113.
Time's flying.
Bernicow with the soft hands. Gets the bounce off the rim.
And just like that, we got a one-possession game.
Trapping defense again. Dylan Griffith being bothered in the backcourt. And we've got a foul on the floor. And let's see as they pick that player up off the floor. I think that's on Dyson Scott then. That'll be his third.
And again, you got to remember, they're calling it a certain way. You got to be careful when you reach in, you make contact. That's going to be a foul.
Yeah.
Just in this game, maybe not in another game, maybe wasn't last week, but it certainly is today. Gonna have to adapt.
Nick, it's a free throw shooting game now.
Yep, absolutely.
As Appo has long since been in the bonus. Dylan Griffith, first attempt off the side of the rim. He's now 1 out of 3 from the line.
I think they've split the last 2 or 3 times or at the free throw line, did the Jaguars.
Yes, they have.
And that's wins for Odessa.
Griffith and Newby both. Griffith makes the second, so they split it again. 3-point game with 67 seconds to go. Bernicow, Jair Stewart. Double teamed, and they're going to call a push foul on Appo. I believe Drummond.
Yes, they are.
And now both teams are in the bonus.
Again, this is in the NBA type officiating, right? You got to watch the hands, you got to slide those feet, and you cannot make contact. I mean, you really can't. That's, again, just the way the game's being called, and another foul and some more free throws coming this time for the Ducks.
Jair Stewart at the line. He is now 2 for 2. And he can make it a 1-point game. Newby back in the game as Coach Tom Purse has been rotating offense for defense on these timeouts.
Yeah, it was a 5-point lead when Riley Busby left the ball game.
Second one's missed, and the rebound to Drummond, and they almost had the offensive second chance. And now the ball on the floor, but TJ Harvey finally picks it up.
Appo got to be careful with the basketball here.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
They're trapping the ball, doing a good job. Yeah. And now we got a tie-up as a hand on the ball when Desai Drummond had control.
Oh, man.
And which way is the possession arrow
This is
headed?
a wild game here, Glenn.
I'm checking to see the entire Odessa Ducks bench is up off the floor. It's going to be Odessa ball. They're down 2 with 39 to go.
Yeah, Odessa was looking for the push-off underneath as Wilborn was hit from behind on that rebound that you mentioned, close to that second chance.
Appo's ball. Oh, pass underneath. Reverse layup is missed. Newby, his shot's missed. Another chance. That's missed by Jace Thompson. He gets the rebound, and now he's fouled.
Tie-up.
Jump ball.
Wow, how about Appoquinimec unable to finish 3 clean looks at the basket. Obviously, credit to Odessa for contesting those underneath, but if you're Appo, you got to put that up and in.
Yeah, Coach Wilburn, I thought wanted a timeout, but no, he's not going to take it here.
So here we go, Glenn.
Yeah, Ducks down 2 with the ball.
Appo showing that pressure that allowed Bernicow to get downhill earlier.
Bernicow with it. Down to Scott. Do they hold for the final shot? Let's see. One thing, if you're Appo, you do not want to give an uncontested 3-point shot to Bernicow, and now Coach Wilburn calls a timeout.
13.7 and a 2-point game. And again, if you're Odessa, you put the ball in Bernicow's hands. In my opinion, you put the ball on the floor and you go to the basket. They've been calling fouls left and right.
Yeah.
Odds are if you're able to get past that initial defender and you get even a decent look at the rim and you go up strong, you're going to get a whistle. That's just how it's been so far today. Maybe that changes now that we're down the stretch. The final 13 seconds, we'll see. I don't think it would, but you never know. But if you're Odessa and Coach Wilburn, you got the ball in the hands of 24. But Appo has been so good defensively, whether that be in the zone or the man, more successful in the zone. I anticipate that's what we're going to see here out of the timeout. So what does Coach Wilburn do to attack the zone with 13.7 seconds?
21 points on the night for Jalen Bernicow to lead the way for Odessa and to lead the way for Appo, it's been Desai Drummond. 16 points for him, but he has not scored since early in this fourth quarter. And he had a good opportunity on a second chance putback on the other end of the floor, and so did Jace Thompson. He had 2 opportunities.
And again, you think back, Riley Busby, Appo up by 5, leaving the game with 2.5 minutes to go. And now ball in the hands of the Ducks with a chance to tie or win it.
They don't have T.J. Harvey on the field, their point guard, so they're going defense here. Not that Harvey can't play defense. Ability's in the game with his length. He's bothered
phenomenal.
the three-point shooters. Along with Desai Drummond, Stokes, Donovan Griffith, and Dylan Griffith. Inbounds pass goes to Bernical. I would imagine him to hold it for most of this 10. No, it's down in the corner. Back to Bernical, double team. Wilborn has it. Now another timeout by Odessa with 6 seconds to go.
Coach Wilborn did not like what he saw, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
They got the ball out of the hands of Bernical. The zone collapsed on Stewart in the corner. They were just having trouble even working the ball around the perimeter. I like the timeout reset here. 6 seconds. Again, I would try to get downhill. I wouldn't settle for an open jump shot from beyond the arc. Maybe they're going for the win.
Yeah.
But again, I would get downhill, try to draw the foul or finish at the rim if I'm 24 in Bernical.
Nick coming out of the previous timeout. Of course, there was 11 seconds to go. They went backcourt inbounds pass to Bernical, and then, of course, he has to spend the time to get up.
Right.
I can't imagine they're going to try that again with only 6 seconds to go.
I imagine they would set a screen and probably get him maybe coming towards the rim, maybe here on the near sideline or from towards half court into the arc there. Got to get him maybe with some momentum towards the basket. And if not, obviously Appo's going to be keying in on 24. They may have even 2 guys on Bernical. Now, if that's the case, who's going to be the open guy that gets the final shot here with 6 seconds? If you're Bernical, you got to recognize how they're playing. You got 1 or 2, I got 2 defenders. And if so, find the open man. If not, I think go to the basket.
All right, we'll see what happens. This was a full timeout. It's now over. As coming out will be Jair Stewart, Wilborn, Bernical, Dyson Scott, and Henry Nisagari.
Bernical's going to be the inbounder, so look for him to get it and then get it right back.
Right. Guarding the inbounds pass, Dylan Griffith. They're looking for Stewart. They get it in the backcourt to Wilborn. Wilborn has it down in the corner. Baseline, jump shot, no good. Rebound, put back, that came out, and the game is over. Oh my goodness, they had a great opportunity, a great look on the miss, and it went around and out.
What a game at Appo. And Wilborn's putback would have counted if that went. That was on time. The buzzer had not sounded. He got that putback up. It rolled around and out. My goodness, I thought we were going to overtime. But what a game, what a show here today at Appoquinimink.
Oh, wow. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll come back and hopefully get head coach Tom Purse and our player of the game, Desai Drummond, here on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs.
Glenn Frazier, Nick Alessandrini back here courtside after a thrilling ball game here tonight at Appo High. Great atmosphere, super crowd. The final 57-55. We now have head coach Tom Purse with us for the first time in I don't know how many, maybe the first time ever.
I like this, Glenn.
Okay, Tom. Boy, walk me through the final 2 minutes of the game when I don't think anybody scored. You did get a couple of free throws, but it just went back and forth. And just what were you telling your team in the timeouts? Let's start with the 11-second timeout when they inbound the ball in the backcourt to Burnicow. What were you talking about before that?
We were just talking about don't let 24 get the ball back, but he's pretty good. He's pretty hard to stop. So the guys did a good job defensively. They had a couple, I don't know, it was 3 or number 5, hit a couple threes.
Yes.
So we were a little worried about double teaming him and kicking it out. We were just trying to put a man on him. Don't let him touch the ball. And if he comes in your area, double team him.
Was it the same message on the last timeout?
Yes, yes.
How was your heart pounding on the miss when they had a point-blank putback?
My heart was pounding. We missed 3 layups. Could have went up by 5. But, look, it was a great game. They're a very good team.
Yes.
We didn't have Busby for the end.
Yeah.
Who's our best free throw shooter, one of our best ball handlers, one of our smartest players. And other guys stepped up.
2:38 to go, and he fouls out. You're up 5, and then you battle to get the win. But talk to us about your defensive effort, because you were switching man and zone a lot. Every quarter, it seemed like you jumped out to a lead.
We had to keep them off. They run such good offensive sets, and we were just trying to just keep them off balance by going man zone, keeping them guessing what we're in, and it seemed to work out.
Desai gets 16 points for you tonight. I don't know if that's his highest scoring total of the season.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he's been averaging a double-double or darn close to it for you, but he had a game tonight.
He sure did, on the glass. I don't know how many putbacks that he had, just effort.
Anything that Nick wants to add? I guess not. Let's see if we can get our player of the game. Tom, finally glad to have you over here at the table.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick.
All right, we're going to see if we can get Desai Drummond, our player of the game, over here now. He's being congratulated by some of the fans. And we'll try to get him over here for an interview. Our DE302 wearing the bling-bling player of the game. We've done this during the football season, and first off, congratulations on Gatorade Player of the Year.
Thank you.
Little ceremony before the game, and then you go off.
Yeah.
Did that jumpstart you? Because
oh yeah. Last night, Tuesday we played Howard. After that, I just told myself, just play. Just play. A lot of people sleeping on us. Because we lost. Back to back. But we're on the road. We was on the road. Was tired a little bit, but coach got us right. We got us pumped for this game, and we came out and did what we had to do.
2-game losing streak, as I mentioned, to Middletown and Howard before coming into this one here tonight. So what was the message during practices this week getting ready for Odessa?
Just battling through adversity. We can't drop our heads. We can't drop our heads just because we're losing. We got to keep going. We got to keep going, keep winning out, because we still have a goal at the end of the season. We still got to keep striving for greatness and just keep going. Keep our foot on the pedal.
Good defensive effort by you guys tonight.
Yes.
Again, switching from zone to man.
Yes.
And I thought you got some quality defensive minutes off the bench from Billity.
Yeah.
He was really disrupting the three-point shooters over here in front of us with his length.
Yes, and we needed that. We know they're a shooting team, and then we know they can knock it down from anywhere. So we need that length, like you said. So him coming off the bench and showing effort and rebounding it on the glass, it worked out.
Now, we've sung your accolades, but we want to tell you about one moment in the game when QB1 had a long pass all the way down the floor to Dylan Griffith, who would have been a receiver had he been in the game, and you guys didn't connect. We don't see that happen too much with you, sir.
Listen, he knew he was jogging. He was jogging, but it's okay. It's a part of me. I've been doing them push-ups,
Let me ask you, what's nicer, throwing a touchdown or knocking down a three?
Throwing a touchdown all day.
Yeah, there you go.
All day.
That's a quarterback asking a quarterback, what's better, hitting the touchdown pass or the three? And he said, oh, no, it's a touchdown pass.
Definitely a touchdown.
All right, congratulations,
Thank you
player
so
of the
much.
game. Great win for you guys.
Thank you. Got more to come.
All right. Desai Drummond, our player of the game, 16 points in the ball game. And now as Nick puts a headset back on, what an outstanding ball game here tonight, sir.
It was a lot of fun. Again, it started with Desai Drummond. It ends with Desai Drummond, right? The accolade Gatorade Player of the Year in the football field. and then our DE 302. He's worn that chain a bunch on the football field, and now he's wearing it on the hardwood. But what a team win here for Appoquinimink, battling down the stretch. They were physical. They were able to play. Again, it was the defensive effort that got them the win today. Just a great performance by Coach Purse's group. And then I'm really excited to see Coach Wilburn's group going forward in Odessa. A lot of talent. Again, struggled a little bit tonight, got a little bit off their game. But I think they're going to be one of those teams that are going to be battling for the championship here in a month. We're
going to see them Tuesday night at their building against a very good William Penn team that you saw against St. E's a couple of days ago.
Yeah, a young team. They've gotten some seniors back over there, Newcastle and Zaire Gibson and Andy Webb. Those guys can
Garlic.
35 out of the 60. You talk about the freshman Riley Garlic. Coach Lumpkin called him the best freshman in the state on Tuesday. So it's going to be a really fun matchup. We had a fun one today. I'm expecting something similar on Tuesday.
We've had some great finishes here in the last few ball games on Delaware Live. We hope you enjoyed viewing this ball game here tonight. Nick, great job. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me. Shout out to Pat Garianis filling in for me here tonight. Hope you're enjoying Vegas, Pat. Bring me home some money. 20 on red for me, Pat.
Yeah, go Eagles, too, by the way. All right. We want to thank certainly both head coaches, Dre Wilburn and Tom Purse, along with the athletic director here, Chris Muscara, for everything he does for us. For Nick Halliday, Ben Fulton, and Nick Alessandrini, I'm Glenn Frazier. I hope you enjoyed this one here tonight. The final score, 57-55, Appo over Odessa on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.